Good. So we're starting in child's pose here. So taking the knees out wide, sitting back towards your heels, arms forward, flex your forehead down, and just start to your breath. Deep inhales and exhales out through your nose. Coming into an Ujjayi breath. Making your inhales and your exhales the same length. Slightly constricting your throat as you exhale, just to hear that audible sound in the back of your throat. Using this time to just really become present, to connect from the outer world and start to come within. Whenever you're ready, you can make way onto your fingertips, drawing your chest up, shoulders back, lifting your head up, and then walking your hands back to come onto your hands and knees to a tabletop. A few rounds of cat-cow pose at your own pace. Exaggerating the movements, warming up your spine. Exhale to round. And whenever you're ready, we'll make our way into downward facing dog, spreading out your fingertips so you have a nice strong base in your hands and your toes, and your hips up and back, and just stretching it out. So waking up legs. A little extra time to warm up or wake up in the morning. Feel toeing your feet maybe, you're just bending the knees a lot on the toes. And walk your feet up to your hands for a ragdoll forward. A nice bend in the knees, lifting up through your hips. Relaxing the head and neck, relax the shoulders. If you want, swaying side to side a few times. Spreading out the toes, grounding through your feet. You're ready, coming into a half lift, drawing the shoulders back, flat back. Exhale, fold forward a little bit deeper. And on your next inhale, make your way all the way up, lengthening through your arms. Mountain pose. Good. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're just going to pause here and take a moment to set an intention for class before we start, or just remind yourself something you're grateful for. And then we'll step towards the front of our mat and start with sun salutation A's. You're ready? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold forward. Inhale to come to a half lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, maybe stepping back to a plank. Lowering down nice and slow, maybe starting with the cobra pose. Bring the shoulders back, lifting up your head, neck, and chest. Exhale to make your way down. Coming into a downward facing dog. We'll be here 5 deep breaths, so settling in. Bring up the fingers. For 1. 3. 5, bend the knees, look up to your hands. Feet to hands, coming into a half lift. Inhale, hold. Inhale, make your way all the way up. Through the spine, exhale, hands to heart center. Same thing again, moving with your breath. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold. Good. Half lift, inhale. Back. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step, walk or hop back to a plank. Down elbows, hug the ribs. Dog or cobra, drawing the shoulders back, taking your time. You're ready, coming into a downward facing dog, settling in. 5 deep. Bringing the stomach towards your upper thigh. Slight external rotation of the shoulders, rotation of your thighs. Here for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bend your knees, look up to your hands. Hands half lift. Inhale, fold. Then next inhale all the way up. All right, go ahead and move at your own pace, own breath without me talking. All right, good. We'll start with sun salutation B, coming in chair pose. We'll do 2 rounds. So sitting back, arms up, draw your shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Lift. Your knees, planting your hands, making your way to a plank. Lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Into a 3-legged down dog, reaching your right leg up. Bring the foot heels up towards the ceiling. And then bring that foot through to set up for warrior 1. Spin the back heel down. And through your spine, reach up. Inhale. Exhale to cartwheel your hands down. Coming back to a plank. Going down to a vinyasa. 3-legged down dog on the other side. Left leg reaches up. Foot nice and high. Then bring that foot through. Spin the back heel down at the same time. And make your way up to warrior 1. And we'll cartwheel the hands down. Back to a plank. Going through a vinyasa, meeting a downward facing dog. Settling in here, resetting. An option to come to a child's pose. I breath. 1, 4, 5, bending the knees, looking up to the hands, bringing the feet up to the hands. Lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. And sit back, finishing in chair pose. Good, making your way all the way up. Same thing again. Last sun B, sit back, reach up, chair pose. Exhale, fold forward through a Vinyasa half lift. Coming to a plank. Coming down, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog to three-legged down dog. Right leg. Bringing that foot through. Back heel down, warrior one. Coming back down, going through a Vinyasa to make your way to the other side. Left leg reaches up. Bring the foot through. Warrior one, left side. Cartwheeling the hands down through the Vinyasa to come into a downward facing dog. Settling back in, breath. This is towards your knees or even up to your belly button. 1, 3, 4, and 5. Bending the knees, looking to the hands. To hands half lift. Fold forward, and then sit back, finishing in chair pose. All the way up. Okay, let's shake it out. Take a sip of water. We'll start with our standing poses. Right, so first standing pose, feet together, hip distance apart. We're going to just come to a standing forward fold, hinging from your hips, taking your peace fingers around the big toes. The first variation, draw your shoulders back, lift up a little, inhale. Exhale, fold deeper. So elbows come out to the side, up through the hips, relax the head down. Just getting the stomach towards the upper thighs. Weight is forward a little bit. Just come back to your breath. So from here, inhale to draw the shoulders back, lift the head and chest up. Then exhale, we're going to lift up, bringing your palms, your feet all the way up to your wrists, bending your knees as much as you need to. Lifting up the hips, trying to come deeper into that forward fold, working towards straightening the knees. Next inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest up. Exhale, place your hands, bring your hands to your hips, just kind of bending at the knees to come all the way up. All right, very good. So step towards the front of your mat. Here we're going to take a big step out to the right, setting up for triangle pose. Well, first we'll start star pose, so opening up your chest, arms out to the side. Take the back of your mat. Back foot, left foot turns in 45 degrees. Reach forward as far as you can, bringing your hands, shins to the mat. Reaches up, so opening up, shoulders. Weight in towards the bottom, hips spinning, that top hip open. On your fingers, hips, up through the core. On your next inhale, make your way all the way up through to the center. Star pose, feet forward again. And turn to face the front of your mat, left foot faces forward, back foot's in 45 degrees, reach the arms out, and reach forward as far as you can. Your fingertips to the mat, maybe peace fingers to big toes. Flexible, opening up the arms, long straight line between the arms, settling in on this side. And then next inhale, come back up to center, star pose. We're going to turn to face the back of the mat again, this time for revolve triangle. So bring your hands to your hips, back foot spins in 45 degrees. Arm reaches forward. We're going to reach across our body as you come forward. So reach. If possible, bring the fingertips to the pinky edge side of that foot, but if not, they can go on the inside. Right hand to right shoulder, twisting shoulder up towards the sky, and then reaching the arm up. Keep twisting through that center line of your body. Pressing the chest forward, ribs away from the upper thighs. And then you can make your way back up through to the center. Our pose. Turn to face the front of the mat. Lean up again, hands to your hips. Left hip back, right hip forward, right arm forward. Reach, bringing it diagonally across your body, if possible to the outside front foot. Hand to left shoulder. Keep twisting that shoulder open. You're ready, reach the arm up. Twisting through the center line of your body, coming back to your breath. And then on your next inhale, come back up through to the center, open up, star pose. Good. Take your hands to your hips. Step forward. Just reset to the front of your mat. This time we're going to step out with the right leg wider stance. For warrior two, facing the back of your mat. Knees bent. Foot's in 45 degrees, coming to extended side angle pose. Reach forward, right forearm above the knee as option one. Left arm reaches up. Level two, you can bring the fingertips down inside the foot. Arm reaches forward, biceps towards the ear. If you want to go for a bind, just for fun, you take that hand behind your lower back, that right shoulder underneath the knee, trying to hook the arms behind your back just as an option, looking over that left shoulder. More breath. And then when you're ready, from here you can release, making your way back up to center star pose. Face the other side, starting out with warrior two. Way into extended side angle pose. Trying to do the whatever variation on the other side, trying to do on this side. But for the bind, maybe trying it on this side as well. Very good. Over that right shoulder. More deep breath here. Then you can go ahead and release, making your way through to the center star pose. And then bringing your hands to your hips, stepping to the front, reset. All right. We're going to take a big step back with the right foot, setting it for a wide-legged forward fold. Lining your heels up with the back of your mat, just to have something to line them up with. Wide as your fingertips. Inhale, interlace your hands behind your back, draw your shoulders down and back. And then on exhale, we're going to fold forward, hinging from your hips. Allowing your hands to lift up your lower back, your shoulders to release as you come forward. Seat up through the hips. It's coming forward a little bit on your feet. And from here, keeping your hands interlaced, you're going to make your way back up. Back up to star pose. Take your hands to your hips, and we're going to fold forward again. One more variation. And for this variation is to walk your hands underneath you. Take your peace fingers to your big toes, or you can work towards a tripod headstand, starting with that wide leg forward fold. Try to get deeper in this variation. Here you can walk your hands in front of you, coming onto your fingertips in a half lift. Then bring your hands to your hips, maybe a little bend in the knees to come all the way up. We'll turn to face, not step forward. Reset. All right, so we're going to step out and start pose. This time a small stance, so about half the distance we did before. Face the back of your mat, and we're going to stagger our stance heel to heel. Elbows behind you or reverse prayer pose. Right hip back, left hip forward. Having your elbows behind you, and then hinging from your hips. Your chest are going to come forward. That front knee. Feeling that stretch in the back of your front hamstring. Putting out the toes. Your feet. Keeping your hands behind your back, you're going to lead with your chest to come all the way up. Going to turn to face the other direction. In the front of the mat, lining up. To heel, back foot's in about 45 degrees. Left hip forward, right hip back. Leading with your chest, start to hinge forward. Elbows out wide. Forehead towards that front knee, spreading out the toes, grounding through the feet. Settling in for 5 deep breaths. Slowly make your way up. Step forward, release your arms, shake them out. We'll just pause here for a moment to grab a drink of water or coffee. And we're going to do our balancing poses and our last standing poses. Right, so starting with tree pose. So tree pose, or if you want a higher option, instead of tree, you can come to a half pose. So it doesn't matter which side you start with, one side and then move to the other side. So tree or half lotus. Start out to the heart center. Whenever you're ready, you can reach your arms up, or if you're in half lotus, another option is to fold forward. Slowly, hands back down to the heart center. Release. We'll switch sides. Setting up for the other side, grounding through that other foot. Find something to focus your eyes on, coming back to your breath. Be pausing here for a breath or two, and then when you're ready, reaching up in your tree or possibly folding forward in your half lotus. Or just reaching up in your half lotus. Slowly bringing your hands down, making your way out of the pose, shaking it out. Good. So next one, hand to big toe pose. So we're going to switch legs again. Hands to your hips to start with. Option one is just to have the knee straight out in front of you, then open up the hip. Level two, we're going to take the peace fingers to the big toe. Straighten the back, straighten the standing leg. The bent knee can stay bent, but we're working towards straightening out in front of us. Breaths here. Then when you're ready, open your hip out to the side. Your gaze on something that's not moving. Help you with your balance. We're going to bring our foot back through to the center, lifting up just a little bit higher. We're going to release the foot, keeping it up as high as you can with the straight leg. Point the toes, hands, hips, or you can reach them out if that goes for 5, 4, 2, 1. Good job. Release, roll out the ankle, shake it out. All right, let's switch sides. Grounding through that other foot. Find something to focus your eyes on, coming back to your breath. Standing up nice and tall, straightening the standing leg. Working towards straightening. Like it doesn't need to be straight, so it's better to have a bend in the knee, reaching over too much. You want a straight back. And you can open your hip out to the side. Bring that leg forward again, lift it up just a little bit higher. Release, keeping up as high as you can, straight. Point the toe, straight back for 5, 4, 3. Good, release, shake it out. Very good. Come to the front of the mat, come into chair pose. Together, sit back, bend the knees, reach up. We're holding this one. Deep breaths here. From here, we're going to fold forward. So just for fun, we're going to come into a crow pose or work towards crow pose. So starting out from the forward fold, hands in front of you, bend, go straight back, come up onto the tiptoes, lifting up through your hips, head comes forward. You're going to bring your knees up towards your armpits. As you lean forward, keeping the head lifted up. Bring your feet up off the mat. The core lifted, head lifted, feet together. Just trying it just for fun. Oh, hands. Your hands aren't too slippery. One toe, then the other. All right, and we're going to make our way from here. We're going to go through a vinyasa. Stepping back, we're coming back to a plank. Lowering down to an up dog or cobra. Coming into downward facing dog. From here, bringing that right foot through between your hands, spin the back heel down. Check our alignment, making sure the front heel's in the middle of the back foot. Coming into warrior one. Filling in, knees over your hip, reach up. Deep breaths here. Pressing through the pinky edge side of your back. Oh. Here, keeping your arm up, we're going to straighten the front leg. Put in 45 degrees, turn to face the other side. And into warrior one with the left leg in front this time. You're opening up to warrior two, right arm comes out to the side, square to the long edge of the mat. Reach the arms out nice and long, relaxing the shoulders down, looking towards your left fingertips. Energetically squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. And from here, we're going to keep the arms out long, straighten that front leg, or foot in, and then come to the other side. So right leg for this time, working towards a nice bend in that knee. Here we'll cartwheel the hands down to go through a vinyasa. One or two breaths in downward facing dog. Then from here, we're going to step, walk, or hop the feet to the center, crossing at the ankles, and coming to a seat. And we'll start with our seated poses. Maybe grab a quick, but we're going to start with our feet in front of us. All right, staff pose to start with. So drawing the shoulders back, hands by your side, flexing your feet. Just stacking the spine, coming back to your breath here. And then from here, inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinging from your hips, reach, reach, reach forward. Take your peace fingers, big toes, shoulders, then fold forward. Initiating the forward fold more from your hips. Little bend in the knees if your hamstrings are tight. Inhale to draw the shoulders back, lift the head and chest up. Reach your arms forward, and then exhale, we're going to fold forward a little bit further. Lean back in. The next inhale, you can make your way up. And we're going to, hands behind us, fingers facing us, point your toes, or coming to reverse plank. Lifting the hips up, working towards pressing the tops of the feet down to the mat, keeping the hips up nice and high. Drops back. Drop. Slowly lower back down. You can cross your feet at the ankles. Slow vinyasa, so bring your hands forward, rounding your shoulders up. Step or hop your feet back to a plank. Lowering down or to an up dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog, one breath here. And then you can step or hop your feet through to the center. Your hips down, good. All right, Start with your left leg forward, right foot, option to bring it towards the inner thigh or come into that half lotus. The foot that's out long, the hand behind you, so your fingertips are reaching for the toes, your side. They can reach the toe, maybe not, it doesn't matter. Inhale, reach up, exhale, pull forward towards that leg that's out long. Then inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest up, exhale, come up the whole way. We'll just switch sides, so opposite leg straightens, but comes to that half lotus. Hand behind your back, your fingertips are reaching for the toes that are in half lotus. Inhale, reach up, exhale, come forward. Inhale to draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest up, exhale, come up the whole way, release your arms. Nice little vinyasa, so between each pose, this is or you can skip it if you ever need to. Breath in down dog, and then bringing the feet through. All right, from here, left leg out, you're gonna bend, right knee back. All right, so your inner thighs are rolled in towards each other. If possible, bring the heel in towards you. Pressing the foot that's out long, reach up, and exhale, look forward. Inhale to draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest. Exhale, come up the whole way. We'll sit, switch sides. Make sure both sit bones are flexing the foot that's out long, reaching up, reaching forward from your hips, folding forward. Next, inhale, lift your head and chest up. Exhale, come up the whole way, straighten the other leg out. Still vinyasa. Breath and down dog, and then step in your hopping. All right, so from here, forward, right foot towards your inner thigh. Pressing that foot that's out long, we'll inhale, up, exhale, fold forward. Inhale to draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest. Exhale, come up the whole way, straightening the other leg, the other knee. Press that foot, that's out long. Inhale, reach up, find length. Exhale, reach forward, and then fold forward. Next, inhale, draw your shoulders back, lift your head and chest. Exhale, come up the whole way, straighten your legs, come out, and then move through Vinyasa. Good. After you jump your feet through, we'll take our left leg out long, right foot, or right knee in towards us. About a hand's distance between the foot and the knee. Bring your arm inside the knee. You're going to reach forward as far as you can, so the shoulder is forward of the knee. You're going to bend that elbow back. Opposite arm comes behind your back, fingertips towards hooking. Forward towards that front foot. Inhale. Come up, release your arms. The leg, other knee in, and just set up for the other side. Bringing the shoulder inside that knee, bringing that knee in towards you. Reach in front of you. The knee that's bent, that hip's going to lift off the ground a little bit. Bend the elbow back. Opposite hand comes behind your back. Forward towards front foot. Then you can go ahead and release your hands. Bring that hip down. Bring out both the legs, shake them out. Optional Vinyasa. And then when you come through, we'll set up for a seated twist. Crossing the right foot over the left knee. Option to keep that leg out long, or you can bend that knee back if that feels okay, kind of sitting on the heel. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Opposite knee as you twist and over your shoulder. Inhale to sit up nice and straight, find length. Exhale, twisting through our body, lifting your stomach up and over the then you can come through to the center, taking an easy stretch on the other side. And we'll just switch sides. Opposite leg out long, just setting up for the other side. As you did on the first side. Inhale, reach up, find length, exhale, the knee twist. And then back through to the center. Easy counter twist or out counter stretch on the other side. From here, we'll just untwist our legs, make our way through a vinyasa. Through, and we're going to set up our boat pose. We're going to do 3 rounds. The shoulders back, bending the knees, arms out in front of you, chest is lifted forward. Maybe keeping those knees bent, working towards that, or if you want, you can work towards straightening the legs, holding it for 5. 3, 2. We'll cross at the ankle, forward, round your shoulders, lift up, and then we're going to sit back down, coming right into our second boat pose. So coming into it, reach your arms forward, point through the toes for 5. 2, 1, crossing at the ankles, we're just going to lift up, rounding the back, rounding the shoulders, and coming right into the third one. 1, coming right into it, knees towards you, chest forward for 5. 2, maybe lifting up, coming right into a vinyasa. Once you come through, we'll set up for butterfly stretch. Together, heels in towards you. And start out, just sit up nice and tall, find length in your spine. And from here, we're going to do 2 variations. First one with a straight back, so just hinging forward, your chest lifted. And deep breaths, just kind of keep forward, shoulders back. Straight spine, straight back. From here, you can start to round your back, round your shoulders, forehead down a little bit further. You can make your way back up to Vinyasa. Our last seated pose is going to be a wide leg forward fold. Your legs out nice and wide. In the feet, you can take your hands to your inner thighs and kind of pull them up to make sure they're not rolling inward. And from here, we're going to take our peace fingers to the big toes if possible, or just hands to your ankles. Straight back, keeping the chest lifted, hinging from the hips forward. And then making your way up. You can bring your In front of you, shake them out. Take one more drink of water, and then we're going to finish on our back. Making your way onto your back. You can hug your knees in towards your chest. Rocking side to side or normal circle. And we're going to set up for a bridge pose. So bringing the feet down, heels in towards you. Feet about hips distance apart. Press your palms into the mat. Lift your hips up. Placing your hands behind your back. Maybe bringing the arms under the shoulders a little bit more. Lifting the chin up away from your chest. Energetically squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. Coming back to your breath. From here, you can lower back down, upper back, middle back, upper back. Taking the feet out wide, dropping both knees to one side, the other. One more bridge pose, or you can do a variation. Variation can be a wheel pose, back bend, or it could be a one-leg bridge pose on each side, or just wheel bridge. So whenever you're ready, your way up to whichever option that you are going to do right now. Slowly making your way out. Either windshield wiping your knees side to side, or you can just hug the knees in towards your chest. We'll keep our right knee in towards our chest, left leg out long. Getting the right leg up towards your hand either behind the thigh or behind the calf, gently pulling it down towards you. Here, bring your forehead up towards your knee, a little bit deeper. Then you can bend that knee back into your chest. Sides. On left knee and towards your chest. And straightening the left leg, hand behind your thigh or behind your calf, gently pulling it back towards you. You can bring your forehead up towards your knee, going a little bit deeper. Bringing your knee back in to your chest. From here, we're going to come into a shoulder stand, into plow pose. So if you don't have a lot of room behind you, scooch yourself forward on your mat. Starting out is option one, just to bring the feet straight up in waterfall pose. Option to stay there and go into happy baby. You can bend the knees, pull onto your shoulder, bring your hands behind your lower back to help support yourself. Stays towards your chest. Gaze is up towards your toes. Press. Here you can start to lower the feet behind the head, bringing the hips forward a little bit, coming into pose, maybe interlacing the hands behind the back to get up higher on the shoulders. Not looking side to side, so not wanting to strain your neck. Reaching for the mat behind you, even if they can't touch, they're reaching for it. From here, you can bend both of your knees. It's called ear pressure pose. Your knees are bending down side of your ears. You can slowly lower down onto the mat. So lower down nice and slow. Good. Here we'll scooch ourselves back so we're center of the mat. We're going to come to a fish pose variation. Coming onto your forearms behind you. Feet are straight in front of you, pointing the toes. Hands maybe underneath your lower back. Now lift your hips up, press your hips forward, press your chest up. With your throat, allow your head to drop back. Your shoulders away from your ears as you keep lifting up through the heart, through the hips. From here, you can lower down all the way onto your back. Squeeze in towards your chest. Any last stretch you want to do before we make our way into Shavasana, you can do that. And when you're ready, make your way into Asana. Allow your back to lie flat. Coming to a comfortable position. Allow yourself to sink a little bit deeper into the mat. And just giving yourself these last few moments of class, stillness, to allow your body and your mind to just release, relax. From here, take a nice deep inhale in through your nose. Complete exhale. And then start to roll out your ankles, roll out your wrists a few times. Direction. Bend your knees, reach your arms up overhead. Roll onto your side. Lean there for maybe 2 or 3 breaths. You can push yourself all the way up to a seat. And we'll finish by bringing our hands to our heart center. Let's take one more deep inhale, reaching our arms out and up. Pressing our palms together, bringing them back down. Taking a moment to feel some inner peace, attitude, allowing the positive energy that we feel from our practice to be a benefit to ourselves and the people around us throughout the day. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you.